you've gotten out of touch with yourself because you stopped paying attention to your own life. When we focus on, and I made a video like this, I think it's actually my most popular video, talking about how focusing on your own life is the most magnetic thing you can do. And in that video, like, I was mostly just talking about how you can attract what's meant for you. But as I continue to grow and learn through life and everything, and there are like gnats surrounding me and everything, but as I continue to grow and just learn through life and just continue to observe life, like, I'm getting to a point where I do not feel satisfaction from social media. And I had a moment today, bro. I literally had a moment, and I was watching videos, I was playing my video game as I was watching YouTube, like, just stimulating myself to the point where I was like, and then I realized, like, I had one of those moments where I became like super aware, and I was like, bro, this is not fulfilling at all. Like, I'm having all these screens in front of me, instantly fulfilling my need for entertainment, instantly fulfilling my need for fun, and that's called instant gratification. And what that does is it gets us out of touch with our creative side. Notice how, like, when you give a small child an iPad, right, they're most likely going to want the iPad rather than a piece of paper and some crayons, simply because the fun is instantaneous when it comes to the iPad. As it comes down to the piece of paper and the crayons, they have to use their imagination. What came to me was, I had went into a meditative state because feeling so bored, like, I was feeling so bored, and it made me realize, like, bro, like, why am I started to get a little upset. Like, I started to scare myself, like, how angry I was getting by not being fulfilled. And so I was like, you know what, let me just stop everything. Let me stop what I'm doing. Let me go turn off the light, close my eyes, and meditate, right? And I realized upon doing that, one thing that came to me as I was in that meditation, and I had set a timer for 30 minutes. Them 30 minutes went by fast, child, like, ooh. But one thing that came to me when I was meditating was that being bored is an opportunity for me to get creative. If I'm feeling bored, it's because I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. And as souls, we are just naturally bound to seek new experiences to learn from. We are natural creators. If we are individuals of God, and God is the creator, what does that make us? Creators, which is why it's important that we get creative. And so since I was feeling bored, it came to me in that meditation, and I was like, is this an obstacle? Like, is this being bored an obstacle? Is it stopping me from having fun, or is it teaching me how to have fun? You understand? And these are the types of things that you notice and you learn when you disconnect from the screens, y'all. The screens, we think that the screens are kind of like fulfilling our needs, but all it does is distract us and slow us down. Like, my last few videos have been about instant gratification. One thing, if you're new here to the channel, one thing you'll notice in my videos is, like, whatever I'm learning in life, I'll tend to make a few videos on it before I start moving on to the next lesson that I'm learning in life, because that's what my channel is really about. If you're new here and you're thinking about, like, joining the community, which you should, that's one thing my channel is about, is just, like, we're all on a spiritual journey, and I just be using my platform to just kind of talk about the things that I'm learning and share it with you guys. And then if y'all are learning anything, share it with me, and vice versa, so we can benefit each other and we can learn together. Because life is really like a teacher. Life is the greatest teacher, and we are here to learn. These days, I've been feeling guided, like I said, the gnats, but I've been feeling guided to just log off of social media. And I don't even use social media, y'all. But when I say social media, I mean, like, to the point where the only thing left is really YouTube. And it's not like not posting videos, y'all. Relax. Calm down, y'all. I'm not going nowhere. Let me chill out. I'm in a good mood, though. I'm always in a good mood when I'm not looking at it. And obviously I'm looking at the screen, but come on. I'm always in a good mood when I'm just outside in nature. And that's what it's about. Like, we have to remember that we are animals. We are domesticated animals. We have become domesticated animals. Like I've said, like, we've gotten so used to being spoiled. We've gotten so used to having things at our fingertips. Anything we want, we can have it at our fingertips. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. That just shows how blessed you are. The fact that you can pick up your phone and instantly learn something instead of going out and seeking it and whatever the case may be. The fact that you can just pick it up and learn it is a beautiful thing, but it also gives people access, the wrong people access to knowledge that they're not ready to bear, knowledge that they're not ready to take in. But anyways, what I was saying with all that is like, we really gotta disconnect, because one thing I've learned in this season of solitude, and I've been in this for a while, since it's actually been a whole year that I've really been cutting people off and just feeling guided to go my own way, and it's just been me and God ever since. And God really be my right hand man, literally. Like, God really is there for me. God is omnipresent. He's always around. And one thing I've been learning, as it's just been me and God, is I've been getting back to myself. I've been really learning about who I am. And I was thinking about this last night or the night before, I think, and I realized how where I am now, I see where I am now and where I used to be, because looking back at when I first started my channel, I really used to hide who I was. Like, when I would crack jokes or say something silly, I would just cut it out the video because I would be judging myself. But here I am, almost, actually in a few weeks, I think it'll be a whole year that I've had this channel up, and it's crazy how much I've grown in a whole year. And all of this comes from me cutting off the things that are not serving me, cutting off the things that are distracting me from where I want to be. When you disconnect, you reconnect. When you disconnect, and think of yourself like a source of something, right? And you have all these different things attached to you: people, limiting beliefs, judgments, opinions, positive thoughts, negative thoughts, all of these things, right? So when you start unplugging those things out of you, when you start like yanking those negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, judgmental people, negative opinions about yourself, when you start yanking those things out and disconnecting from those things and plugging in the right things, plugging in naturality, plugging in who you really are, and just getting back to yourself, you realize that you start to figure out who you are. You start to learn what it is you're here to do. You start to learn your purpose. You start to learn more about who you are. And when I first started this channel, y'all, when I tell y'all, I had a pretty good idea about who I was. Looking back, come on, man, I should have knew better. But it's all about how I say things. It's not that I should have knew better, it's now I know better. You understand? But what I was saying with all of this is that when you're feeling bored or feeling like you need some type of entertainment or some type of stimulation, don't just go to your screen, because all that does is distract you. All that does is get you out of your element. All that does is block you from honing in on your skills. All that does is block you from seeing who you really are. Maybe, like the example I used before, pick up a piece of paper and some crayons or a pencil or a pen and start writing a book, or just write a short story or draw a picture. Just be creative and do whatever it is you want to do with your creativity. Like, one thing I've been saying to myself for like the past couple of months is that when it comes down to entertainment should always be mindful. You should always have to use your brain if you're trying to be entertained. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you want to dance, right? Dance is entertainment, and you have to use your body and your mind to get you up and dance and have some fun. If you want to draw, you've got to put your hands to use, and you've got to use your mind to imagine a picture and make that picture come to life, and you really got to focus on it. And not only is it a good use of your time, because let's say it takes you 2 hours to draw a picture. Instead of 2 hours on social media, use 2 hours to draw a picture, and you realize you feel more fulfilled than anything. And you're gonna say to yourself, dang, I should draw more. That felt really good. Just like coming out here into nature. I can't recall the first time that I ever started like taking late night walks or coming outside or going to the park or anything. But all I know is that when I first started doing it, I knew that it was something that I wanted to do again because it felt good. And back then I wasn't sure why it felt good, but being where I am now in my life, being on this journey, being much farther than I used to be months ago, I realized it felt good because I wasn't distracting myself from my own life. It felt good because I was finding myself in the present moment. When you turn off the screen, it's nothing for you to distract yourself with. So you just have to pay attention to where you are. When you turn off the screen and you get out of your head, it's literally like all there is just you, and you be like, oh. Like, I'm so aware of my own presence here. Like, it's so crazy how aware I am of life. Like, I be having those moments, and I be looking at people like, you be having moments like that too, or is that just me? Because I'm aware that other individuals are as complex as I am. It's called Sonder. I learned that today. And that's the thing about life, is when you disconnect, there's actually more for you to learn. Like, the only time I'll use the internet, like, that was my shoe squeaking. But the only time I'll use the internet is if it comes to me learning things, learning how to, like, videos like mine, you understand? Or even just listening to music and stuff like that. But when it comes to, like, anything, like, it's not about, how can I put this? It's not about completely logging off, because I'll always love me a good movie, I'll always love me a good TV show, but it's about mindful consumption. When you're consuming media, it's about mindful consumption, and it's about just tuning back into who you are. And the best way, I'm telling y'all, the easiest way to tune into who you really are, the best way to tune in to who you naturally are, the best way to tune in to your real self is to get outside and experience something real. I'm sure we've all heard the saying, go touch some grass. Grass is real. Grass is outside. So when we tune into the natural aspects of life, the aspects that we all have access to, we get a sense of who we are, because all of this is connected. All of this is connected. These coconut trees behind me, they're connected to each other as I am connected to them, as they are connected to the grass, as they are connected to the water and the ducks and the sky and the clouds. It's all symbiotic. It's all in harmony, you guys. We've got to disconnect from our old habits. And let me tell you something. When you are creating a new lifestyle for yourself, which is based on your habits, you create a new lifestyle by adopting new habits, right? And in the beginning is usually the most difficult. And I really don't like to use the word difficult, but for the video and to keep things easy, I'm gonna say difficult. But it's really not difficult. You're just figuring out how to attach that to yourself. You're figuring out how to fit it into, like I said, like, you're like the source, so you're figuring out how to plug it into yourself. But it's really not difficult. You're just learning something new, and upon learning something new, it's usually going to be not easy, but once you start to get the hang of it, you start to solidify it more and more. But the only thing you can do is just start. Like, it's important that we really like I said, like, we got to disconnect in order to reconnect with who we are. Stop consuming so much of someone else's life. You don't have to. Oh, this is another thing. From one thing I've noticed being on social media, people will, like, post wherever they're going. They'll post that they're on vacation. They'll post that they are doing all these things, but instead of posting about it, just live it. And I noticed that people, they post these types of things because it's almost like, oh, proof or it didn't happen. You understand what I mean? And I think it's important that we stop living for the validation of other people as well. That's another way you reconnect with yourself, is not only by limiting how much media you consume, but also trying not to please other people. Because when you're using your energy for validation from other people, all that does is drain you, because you're supposed to be giving that to yourself. Enjoy the present moment as it is. I could have recorded how I was feeding the ducks earlier, but what would that serve me? I know I'm a good person. I don't need, people to say, oh, you're so good for feeding the ducks. If I wanted to just show that, I would have showed it, but I didn't feel like it. I just wanted to be present in that moment and watch them fight over bread and vegetables. Hey, bruh, ducks be bullies, man. Them ducks, they be biting each other and, like, pecking at each other. I be like, why y'all fighting each other? Like, relax. Like, it's crazy, man. But I think that's all that I had to say for this video. The sun is definitely setting, so I want to, oh, my back. The sun, I've been hunched over like this, I didn't even know. But the sun is definitely setting, you guys, so I want to go ahead and head home soon. But I really do hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, when you're bored, instead of just trying to seek out, like, instant gratification, maybe do something that requires your mind and your body. Put your hands to work, and I'm telling you, it will be so much better. But instead of watching other people cook and you being like, oh, that looks good, I should start cooking soon, maybe just get up and cook. Like, instead of watching cooking videos, maybe get up and cook. And instead of watching people go fishing, maybe get up and go fish. Like, instead of watching, that's gonna have to be another video for another time, because I'm gonna have to end that right there, y'all. So if y'all hear me saying that same exact thing, those same exact lines in the next video, come on, man, it just be coming to me. And things like that come to me when I be outside. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. That beeping is not an Amazon truck, a UPS truck. But When I was a kid, I used to think that said ups. Like, I was like 4 years old saying the ups truck. I think everybody had that experience. Like, let's be for real. Now, I do want to say thank y'all for everybody who is joining the community. Like, thank y'all so much. Like, we almost have 1,400 people in the community, which is crazy. Like, because a year ago, it was 2 people. Almost a year ago, it was just 2 people. So the fact that we're almost at 1,400 people, I want to say thank y'all so much. And if you haven't already, like, leave a like or comment or something, and just let me know how you feel about the video. Or if y'all have something you want to share with me, that's cool too, because I always read the comments. Y'all are just such beautiful souls out there. Y'all are such beautiful souls out there, and y'all deserve the world. And we all deserve the world. We all deserve a great life, to live a great life. But we've got to make it happen. We can't just stay in our mind saying, oh, I want to live this great. Nah, stay tuned for the next video, because come on now. Y'all can't. Nah, come on. I will see y'all in my next video. Thank y'all so much for watching, for real. If you're watching to the end, I love you so much. You're such a beautiful soul, and I will see you in my next video. Until next time, bye, friends.